I just put makeup on. And sometimes I have a hard time because I have to like itch around my nose and I don't want to like scratch off all this makeup and I have makeup under my nails. It's not really an issue, but I'm making it one. Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of season 8 reaction series, Riley Reacts. If you don't know who I am, my name's Brittany. I am an actor and a dancer. And I was one of the original cast of The Next Step. So the first 4 seasons of the show, I played Riley. I have since COVID really been returning back to these reaction videos because they are so popular and everyone seems to really enjoy them. So I'm making more. I got this new lighting in the background. That's better. I'm gonna be batch filming these, so I don't know if I can respond to any comments. But if you are interested in asking any questions for me, please ask them down below because I would like to do a Q&A video fairly soon. Let me know why you're here. Let me know what brought you here in the comments below. Tell me, you know, were you a fan of the original seasons? Were you a fan of this season I'm about to react to and that's what brought you here? A recap of season 7. I could not tell you what happened. The only thing I remember is that for some reason I wasn't a fan of Summer. Which, in retrospect, don't remember why. I was getting too caught up in the drama. And that there was, an A and a B situation. There was 2 troops fighting to go to nationals or something like that. I don't remember anything else other than Emily leaving. And that's basically it. Sorry, I keep itching my nose. I'm not picking it. I'm just, itching around. Anyways, okay. Let's jump right in, shall we? Oh, the good old chicken wall. Weird side story about that chicken wall. I love that they kept it there, but I'm pretty sure there was a period in time where they removed it, and then I guess they put it back on because the story behind that I was told was that it was an old chicken factory that had chickens in it, obviously, and like a farmer, I guess. They sort of housed chickens and sold the eggs and the chickens afterward, whatever. I like it when a show can have those little details that are added to it that are just sort of fun and quirky and interesting. And then, of course, we're gonna start off this entire episode with a dance intro. This is the standardized first episode. You know what you're gonna get in the first episode is the introduction to all of the characters once more, with a dance break.
I thought Dance Mania was our ticket to going pro, but after we broke the rules and disqualified ourselves to get out of Maria's terrible contract.
Right, Maria's contract. Something to do with them having... What was the contract? They had to perform under these very strict rules or something, or she had complete ownership over them or something terrible, and they were like, we don't want this, so they bombed it and purposefully lost so that the judges had to vote against it or something like that, I remember. So then how are they going to national? Oh, it wasn't a nationals competition. It was one of those TV competitions. It's all coming back to me now, slowly but surely.
I have the same butterflies I felt the very first time I walked into The Next Step. This place feels brand new all over again.
She's so cute. I love her. I always said that she reminds me of a little Riley. So she has a special place in my heart.
I'm happy to be back, but I'm a little emotional too. Henry moved away, and instead of staying together long distance, we decided to part ways. He taught me to always treasure the moment,
gosh.
And now that I'm back, I'm gonna make every moment count.
Yes, she has amazing technique, but there's also a part of her and there's something very vulnerable about the way she moves that's really beautiful to watch. Izzy! Izzy, you look great. I love what you're wearing. See, the thing I love about Izzy is she's just unique. Every other dancer on this show wears the Lululemon attire, which is totally fair. I wore Lululemon for the entirety of my seasons. But the reason why I like Izzy on this is because she's doing her own thing. She's wearing what she wants to wear. They always give us the opportunity, at least when I was on the show, to have the wardrobe fitting and be like, this, I don't feel comfortable in this. Could I wear something a little bit more like this? And then they kind of have to decide if that's the right choice or whatever. But they usually give us a color pattern that we have to fall within. And they'll give us 1 or 2 outfits to wear when we're dancing, and then a couple like loungewear or like casual outfits. Maybe some fancy ones if there's like a party or something. The thing that I love about Izzy is that she's always wearing her own thing. She's just her own person. And I like that. I like that she kind of stands out more than other characters on the show.
After all the drama between the troops last year, I didn't like who I was becoming. Honestly, I'm glad there's no nationals.
There's no nationals? Oh, right. Briar said that off the top of I thought it's just postponed.
The silver lining is, A troop and B troop get along really well now.
What? They kind of glazed over that. They're gonna explain it, or maybe this is just like a little like we were great. We're doing great now, but we're not. We're not actually. Like there's some people who still hold a bit of a grudge. You know, that's got to be what it is.
I have news.
Good news or bad news?
Nationals is back on and it's right around the corner.
Ah, they said it. They said it. Nationals is on and right around the corner. I remember the writers told me they had like a number that they were allowed to hit. They were allowed to say right around the corner, like nationals or whatever is right around the corner, like 1 or 2 times every 3 episodes or something like that, because it was so overused in season 1, I think, or season 2 or whatever, that they had to stop it. It was just too much. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I must be repeating myself a lot. If I am, let me know, because I'm trying to come up with unique things for you guys. Anyways, okay, I really don't like the fact that they glazed over that. Wait, Nick just said that Nationals is back on and it's right around the corner. Welcome to the club, Brittany. Okay, I get it now. Sorry, I was distracted by the fact that it was Miles, my friend Miles, and like I was thinking about the conversation we had last week, and then I was like, oh shit, wait, what did he say? And then okay, so I'm following now. Nationals is back. It's right around the corner. And so the AB is gonna go back, I bet. Okay.
So much for the 2 troops getting along. I really thought I was past all the drama, but I was wrong. It's happening all over again.
I'm so glad they didn't glaze over that. For a second there, I was like, come on, man. You can't just drop a nugget that you just unloaded on everyone and then come back. And I love it. They gave a little fake out. A little, you know, whatever. It's great.
Oh, hello, Kenzie. Hey, Nick.
You can definitely hear me chewing right now. I put the carrot in my mouth and I was like, okay, I should probably chew this before because then you're going to hear me just crunching on this carrot. Anyways.
I wish we could all go to nationals.
Well, we can't.
Oh, this was something I wanted to do before seeing it. I wanted to guess what the new like hangout spot is called. Based on what I saw, I just saw one short clip, lots of smoothies, maybe milkshakes, perhaps bubble tea. Something tells me it had like a pink and blue vibe, so I'm thinking it's like bubblegum corner. Or like, you know, bubble tea, like the space where you get your tea, like drama, you know.
I just hope we can still go on our double dates together, because their karaoke nights here are the best.
Okay, another clue, there's karaoke nights, so maybe it's like, sing it out loud now. Maybe it's, okay, no, maybe it's, you know, belch. It's belch. It could be a belch, because it could be like you belch from drinking too much bubble tea, and you're belching, and then you're also belching because you're singing, you know?
I want to stay friends with Finn and Piper, but if they end up going to nationals...
I really like her hair. That's all. Brittany editing here. So, bit of a mix-up with the video. I'm streaming this, or I was filming this through OBS, and like the connection, I guess, got choppy, so choppy in fact that the visual is just non-usable. However, the audio is usable, so I'm gonna regurgitate my thoughts on this for you all right now, so that it's easy, so that it's like enjoyable to watch, because otherwise it's just not enjoyable.
The idea of battling someone on B Troop for nationals makes me feel really weird. I don't know if I want to be a part of this.
Oh yeah, this part made me feel like it reminded me why I wasn't a fan of Summer in the first place, because it was her indecisiveness, her inability to like make a decision, like her being like I don't really want to go, and I was just like then don't go, like just make a decision. And then I also went back on that and was like, well, no, okay, I get it. Like that's her character arc. She just wants to she has to figure that out. That's like her thing. She needs to figure out that she can make her own decisions and she doesn't need other people to tell her. She doesn't have to like go with the group. She can just, anyways, that was that whole thing.
As dance captain, I have to set the tone for the dance battle. And that tone, total domination.
Oh yeah, okay, so I loved this part because it reminded me of how Briar / Rochelle has this like mousy quality to her that's very like, it's very contained sass when she's very like dominating and like wants to be in control and be in charge and like make the decisions for the group, which is why she's perfect for dance captain, because she's like no, I know what the group needs. I just loved that, and I said that I just love it when she brings that quality into her work because it's really interesting to see.
Welcome to the battle. These are the rules. Each dancer from each team will have 4 counts of 8. I have a list from your dance captains of who's in the competition, so no substitutions.
I had a prediction that A Troop was gonna bomb because Summer was gonna bail, which eventually she does bail, but I didn't know it at this point watching it that in fact everyone kind of bails, because I thought the competition was that it was like A Troop dances, then B Troop dances, and then we see who wins. But it's really just like a one-on-one thing where like one dancer goes up, they do their thing, another dancer goes up and they do their thing, and then Nick chooses between the 2 dancers. And so when that does happen, then everyone who's in A Troop finds a reason to kind of like mess up or like psych themselves out.
Battling Jude just threw me off my game. I know she's in B Troop, but she's also my friend. I gotta start tying my laces. Or,
you know, Ozzy's up against his sister Izzy, so of course he's gonna say no, I don't wanna do this, so he kind of like half does his dance and like purposefully throws it, but like pretends like he just messed up.
Interesting.
Whereas Summer then comes up at the end and just goes, I can't do this, and runs out. In a weird way, this makes me be like, okay, Summer's finally, you know, making a decision. Terrible timing, but she made a decision, and that's good, I guess. And I also think I made a comment as well about like how that B Troop won, but they won in a way that was kind of lame because it was like, well, everyone else bailed. You're going to nationals, so and the fact that A Troop, when they were selected, was selected because of their technical ability, whereas B Troop was not selected for A Troop because they weren't at the technical ability of the other dancers, which is a valid, you know, thing to do. And so a part of me was like, why is Nick not just saying, okay, A Troop, you guys go to nationals because you're A Troop, and that's why we did this in the first place. But then I realized, oh, right, that's why they had to make Nick sort of indecisive and babbling so that plot point makes sense, which was like I'm pretty sure that was probably the writer's tactic, to be like, you're a babbling mess, and that's why you're indecisive and you don't know what to do, so that then when you ask, you know, your dance captain, like, do you think, or you ask Kenzie, or what is it, who did he ask? He was like, hey, he's always asking his dancers who he's supposed to be guiding, he's always asking the dancers, and he's like, hey, you think this is a good idea, right? But that's why he has to be that, like, incapable of making those choices, so that this plot point makes sense, it makes more drama for the 2 troops. They go against each other. Then we see some cute flirty vibes between Kenzie and Pete. Is it Pete? Not Peter. Pete. I think it's Pete. Anyways, there's a little bit of flirty vibes there, and I enjoyed that, I guess, or I just noticed that. And then I was watching CHATEAU do her thing, and I was like, oh, you know what's something that's kind of disappointing is that no A Troop dancer who's a girl is like a hip hop chick. Like they're all in B Troop. They're not really in A Troop that much, and I sort of was sad about that fact because I was like, it would be cool to see that. But then I remember like the choreography and how there is kind of like a sort of formula to the choreography on the next step, specifically within the group dances, and that whenever there's a group dance, there's usually like group sections where everyone's doing kind of hip-hoppy jazzy stuff, and then there is like maybe some partner tricks, and then there's like the solo stuff, and then there is like the girl group dance and then the guy group dance. And usually that means girl group dance is like very contemporary, like technical stuff, and then the guy group dance is more hip-hoppy stuff, flip tricky stuff. And like it kind of has to be that way because the time that they're given to put these dances together is like next to no time. Like if they had 3-4 months to put this dance routine together, they could actually like see what are these dancers really capable of doing with one another, what can we make out of this, what can we really get out of these dancers. But they just don't have the time to do that, unfortunately, because I think scheduling and, you know, whatever, movie magic, it sometimes doesn't happen in like months of time. Sometimes it needs to happen in like a few weeks, and so they have to kind of make it a formula, so that it can be easy to maintain, I guess, or to replicate. And then I also was talking about how like dances on the next step tend to be more tricky, which is still impressive and interesting, but I really like the stuff that I really like watching is more like movement based and less about the tricks. And I was like, I wonder like which one would be more interesting. Like could you put a dance that has lots of flashy tricks beside a dance that has no technical tricks but has a lot of interesting stylized choreography that makes it really engaging? Could you even compare those two? Which now that I'm saying it out loud, probably not, because they're very different, but they would be engaging in different ways. I hope you know what I mean. And then I invited you all to discuss in the comments. So let me know what you think. And then I also want to know what you guys think about like how A Troop just kind of threw it, and like how everyone used different tactics to throw their dance. But like my thoughts on that are at least Summer had the guts to actually own the choice, interestingly, to not do the dance at all. She was like, no, I'm just not even gonna do it, I'm just gonna walk out. Whereas everyone else was like, I don't want to like bail, so I'm just gonna do it, but I'm gonna half do it. Both are tactics that work, they achieve the same result, but is one more respectable than the other? Was the question that I posed to you now. Emotional dance solo in 3, 2, 1.
To be a competitive dancer, you need to have that killer instinct. I think that part of my life might be behind me.
I feel for her. I want her to like have something else to care about, so then I go, okay, I get it, she cares more about that thing, you know? But it's like she's just like, I'm out. Like it just feels sort of lame. Oh, I got something on my teeth. Yet there's also the part of me that's like, oh, she's clearly upset by this because she doesn't want to let the team down, and she like made a commitment. And so yeah, it's a complicated thing, but for this children's show.
It's by a show of hands who still wants to go to nationals.
I'm surprised, but the team has changed courses before. I guess no one cares if I want to go to nationals.
I see.
That's so sad. I guess no one cares if I want to go to nationals. I wonder, I'm trying to think of a different way to play that. I guess no one cares if I want to go to nationals. But it's not that moment, it's like a heartfelt moment, so they don't want to throw in a humorous thing. This is something interesting too that they always used to do with talking heads. They used to, well, at least when I was doing it, they would be like, okay, give us like 5 different versions of how you would say this line. So you'd be like, okay, I'm going to say it kind of like I'm sad, and then I'm going to say it kind of like I'm a bit pissed. That's the sort of thing that they would do, and they would drop it on you in the moment. So you wouldn't usually have your talking heads questions until right before you were about to do them. And I think they did that so that we didn't like plan the questions ahead of time. The thing that this is the other thing too that I like about the talking heads is it creates another opportunity of dialogue with the audience, and you can kind of change the trajectory of the scene based on what the characters are thinking in their talking heads. The only thing that I wish they did more of was make it less scripted, so that it's not like a perfect answer that perfectly encompasses what the character's feeling, rather than going like how I'm talking to you right now, I'm thinking about it, then I'm giving the answer, and I'm stumbling over my words every once in a while.
I'm leaving the next step.
Oh!
I love all of you guys so much. But after everything that's happened, nationals or no nationals, I just can't stay here anymore.
Summer's always been a North Star for this team. She follows her heart, and it's almost always right. It may be time for us to go our own way.
Oh, right. This is their goodbye season. I completely forgot about that. It's season 8, which means they've done 4 seasons, and that every 4 years they go, okay, everyone graduates, bringing in new people. Interesting. I am so curious to know how each of them decide to leave.
As the dance captain of A Troop, it's my honor to say that B Troop, you're going to nationals.
It's so hard to leave such an amazing place. But I know. Once an A Trooper, always an A Trooper.
Once an A Trooper, always an A Trooper. How nice. I am kind of glad that they didn't, like, leave on bad terms, that everyone was like, you know what? You did good. You're all right.
Summer's leaving. We have no nationals, and I have no plan. I have no idea what happens next.
My final thoughts for this are, I really am glad that Summer left the way that she did, that everyone was really supportive. I think it's important to show that like, okay, if you want to leave, it's your time to go, fine. You don't need to be bitter about it, and it's good to remember the good things. I was just reading a book, actually, this book. It's called Happy by Darren Brown. My friend Ray, bit of a story time sidetrack. There was a project that I worked on right after my time on The Next Step. It was a film called Extracurricular. It was a horror film, and I played this, like, murdering teenager. It was a lot of fun, weirdly, but also, you know, really challenging in a great way, and met a lot of great people. And Ray, who is the director of that, recently I met with him, and he told me about this book, and he was kind enough to gift me this copy, and I just started reading it. It talks about the dichotomy of ourselves in that we have a, what is it? Let me actually just go to the thing. To take charge of our stories, it is helpful to take on board an interesting perspective, only now being fully discussed in the realms of psychology through the work of Daniel Kahneman. I'm not pronouncing that correctly. That we cannot talk about happiness without distinguishing between two selves that both operate within us, the experiencing self and the remembering self. And it kind of goes roughly like this. There is the experiencing self is this version of you that's experiencing something in the moment, right here, right now. Then there is the remembering self, and the remembering self is thinking back on the memories and the things and the times that you shared, or the memories of the experience. And we make decisions. Yeah, buddy. Sobble's meowing at me. We make decisions based on the remembering self, because we think back on past experiences and go, I want to experience that again, or I don't want to experience that again, etc., etc. And then we make decisions based on those conclusions. And with some studies, what they have discovered is that, like, if the end of an experience was a positive thing, or is potentially going to be perceived as a positive thing, we would rather take that experience, even if the general experience is longer and more painful, but it ends on a positive note, than if it was something that was quicker but ended on a negative note. Because then the remembering self will remember a positive thing, because we always remember the last moment. The conclusion is how we, take away from a character. And so I think that was a smart tool, perhaps, that the writers chose in this instance, to have Summer leave on a positive note, because then we remember her in a positive way. And I think that's helpful and, like, nice to be like, we went on this crazy journey. We went on this crazy journey with this character, but it ended on a positive note, and that's awesome. I also like that Izzy's back. Love Izzy. I also like that A Troop kind of was like, you know what? You guys take it. You guys go to nationals. Do your thing. Because it showed a maturity. But I really wish that Nick was more of a authoritative figure, because the one thing that I always loved watching kids shows as a kid was that when the kids were losing it, they went to their teacher, and the teacher was like a guiding force for them, rather than the teacher going to the kid being like, what do you think about this? Do you think I should, do you think this will work, or you tell me? All around, though, I'm excited for the rest of the season. It should be interesting to watch. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, anything, share the video. All that stuff's really good for the algorithm. And also be sure to comment any questions, because I want to do a Q&A soon, and I think it'll be nice to have questions from you that are from this video. I guess that's everything. Hey, Sobble. Yeah? Come here. Sobble wants to say hey. Meow. Okay, Sabel's hating me. I have to go let him out in the hallway. He likes to explore there every now and then. That's the day. Bye. Thanks for watching.